Good evening and welcome. Yes, the Tramily quiz is the family quiz with a difference, and welcome. Last time when we kicked off, boy did we have some challenges, but tonight we've overcome a mountain of technology issues and we're doing it well. We've got a little memento here of I think maybe we should call it the fireside candlelit quiz, because, well, we lost power, didn't we, for the first one? But now we're back, we've got lights, we've got action, and we're into it. So we're going to kick off in just a couple of minutes with the quiz proper. Just wait for a few more people to come on in. Get
feel free to say hi in the chat.
All aboard. Yes, don't forget the chat and subscribe to this quiz so that you get notification when we bring it up again. So we're going to do this on a weekly basis. For those of you, what have we got? We've got, I think, Teresa there with the kids and the family. Thanks for your feedback last time. We've got up there someone in Ireland, and on long service leave, Vince. Quiz, Herald Sun, quizzer extraordinaire, and it's a family friendly quiz. Last time we had about a tram load of people playing, which was really good. We had a room full of people up in Alaska, we had some people in Brazil, we had people in America, Portland, Canada, Vancouver, Rhode Island, and even in quite a few people that catch the tram around Melbourne. And that's great because that's what this quiz is all about. We can't get out very often in Melbourne, just an hour a day, so there's not many people in the tram. So this is the way that you can get back on the tram, get back with the Tramily. You don't have to wear a mask, it's quite safe, we're at a safe distance. Isn't that great? And if you like it, you want to do this with your friends, it's going to be posted on YouTube. The first quiz is up there already, and we'll have this one up very shortly after it finishes. So we're going to be playing for about an hour. That's about as long as my voice will hold out. That's as long as it takes a 109 tram to get from Box Hill to Port Melbourne, or from Port Melbourne to Box Hill, depending on which way the wind's blowing. Don't forget to, if you want to ask questions or make comments, you can do that on the line. And we're happy to interact with you because this is live. That's half the battle, is doing it live. So we're going to kick off, and got all my questions here. So I just want to make a mention of Movember. I'm a community advocate for Movember, raising money to help men live longer. So you might go to a pub quiz and you might pay a few dollars. This quiz is absolutely free, and that's a good thing. A free quiz. But if you want to make a donation to Movember, all you got to do is go to Facebook and Google Melbourne's Happiest Tram Driver or my name, and you'll find there a link where you can make a donation through me. It goes straight, doesn't come to me, it goes straight to Movember. Movember, looking to do great things in mental health. Are You OK Day is coming up, and mental health, a big thing when we're in isolation like this. And from my point of view, prostate cancer, because as my surgeon said, for a man, it's just a matter of how long you live as to when you get prostate cancer. And I didn't have any symptoms. So it doesn't matter whether you got symptoms or not. You might have benign prostate issues, having trouble going to the toilet, but that doesn't mean you've got cancer. And just because you don't have that doesn't mean you don't have cancer. So just go along and get a check. COVID is a pain, and but don't let that stop you from getting a check. Where we're told that lots of people aren't getting checkups because of COVID, and that's not the right thing. Get checked out. And women, if you've got a man in your life, a husband, father, son, brother, friend, workmate, whoever, you want them to live a bit longer, encourage them. It's not nagging. It's encouragement. Tell them to go along and get a health check. And for testicular cancer, young man's cancer, it's not a very common cancer, but it still happens. Check them out, guys. Check them out. You don't want lumps. You just want 2 in there, no lumps. Check them out, regular basis, in the shower. Movember, a great organisation in 20 countries around the world, doing great things to help men live longer, and great programs in amazing breakthroughs in prostate cancer. We might talk about that another time. So what are the rules? Tonight we have 40 questions, and you get 1 point. There are 6 categories, and some of the answers there's more than one answer. You can get bonus points. 1 question, 2 parts. Some of them got more than 2 parts. So there's opportunities to get bonus answers, bonus points, so that we'll find out who the winner is. Now, last time, we with technical issues, we shut down. We had this as the mystery item. This, the mystery item. Now, this one is made by Marconi organisation. I don't know whether you can read it there. The light's a bit glary, as it is in my glasses. That was the mystery item. So I'll accept 2 answers. Some of you might know straight away. So the answers are, this is either a valve or, in an American parlance, a tube. A tube. These are used for various purposes, voltage rectification or amplification, power, couple of others, but this is an amplification one. They are what got radio, commercial radio, and certainly TV up and going. That was our mystery item last time, and this is our mystery item this week. We'll talk about this. You get a point if you can get this. What is this little wooden mushroom? Have a think about it. We'll come back to this at the very end. Mystery item. All right. So, 40 questions. What we'll do is we'll go through in a third, basically, a third each, then we'll run back and go through the answers so you're not hanging in suspense. So you can do this on paper. Maybe one day we'll do this on a technology basis so you can do it on the computer, and then we'll know what everyone's doing. So if you're going to, we don't want you to not cheat. So put your computers away, put your mobile phones away, and your tablets, turn them all off. Turn them all off. They're no use to you. We don't want Googling going on. Oh, wait a minute. Then you can't be watching the quiz. We'll have to work something around that. Anyway, in the meantime, let's kick it off. So question number 1 in the Tramily family pub quiz. This is all about rivers section, the rivers section. Through which country does the river Limpopo flow? Through which countries does the Limpopo River flow? You discuss it amongst yourselves. If you've got an encyclopedia, a paper one, maybe you'd be allowed to use that. Send the kids off to go and flick through that. Learning how to find the answer is half the battle. Okay, question number 2, in rivers. Through which countries, possibly more than one, does the Murray River flow? The Murray River. Which countries? How you going there? What do you like on rivers? Canoeing, boating, paddling, swimming, diving safely? Question number 3. Through what country or countries does the Ural River flow? The Ural River. If you've been on boating holidays, this could be a big help to you. Question 4 in rivers. Through which country does the river Meuse, or as I used to know it, because I lived in a little village on the banks of the river, Den Maas River flow? Country, countries. Could be some bonus points here if you know where this river flows. Question number 5. How are you going out there? Through which country or countries does the Tanana, T-A-N-A-N-A, Tanana river flow? See, this is not going to be a tough question for some people. You'll just say, oh, that goes right past my front door. I know the answer to that. That's easy, too easy. And yet for others, they'll say, Tanana. What's that? Where is it? I don't know. But you're going to know by the end of tonight. This is the joy of trivia. Not only do you get to brag about what you do know, but you learn what you don't. Final question, number 6 in the category of rivers. Through what country or countries does the Nile River flow? Nile River, heard of it? N-I-L-E, Nile River. They say, see the Nile and die, drink it and you're dead. That's what I was told when I was there anyway. How are you going? So you can breathe a sigh of relief. If you don't know much about rivers, you can take a deep breath, and maybe the next section is your section, where you can kill it and get some bonus points. Okay, language. No, this is a family friendly. This is not bad language. This is languages of the world. This could be your language, in which case you've got a head start. In Terminator 2, Arnie Schwarzenegger speaks hasta la vista, baby. What language? Hasta la vista. I can see you throwing the pen down saying these aren't questions, these are just too hard. Don't give up yet. Don't give up yet. All sorts of categories. Question 8. When you toast Nastravia, what language are you toasting in? Nastravia. Is much of that still spoken up in Alaska? I don't know. I should ask Jill. I think she has some heritage in that. Next question, number 9. When you greet someone with Care Anna, Care Anna, what language are you speaking? Care, and I only learned this on the tram the other day. I said, welcome in about, 12, 15 languages. And I said, have we covered everyone? And someone put their hand up and said, no, you've missed me out. I said, where do you come from? And she said, in my language, you say Care Anna. Where was she from? If you were on my tram that day, you would have found out. Question 10. When greeting someone with Ohio, Ohio, just like the state of, in America, Ohio. Maybe that's what they say in the state of Hawaii. Ohio. Do you know that? I don't know. Which country? What language are you speaking? Ohio. And when you greet someone with ni hao, Ni hao. It might be ni hao ma, but I think colloquially they just say ni hao. They cut the ma off. Not your ma, just the ma, which is the question inflection on the end of the, anyway, it's just, anyway, ni hao. Excuse my lack of enunciation, inflection, and native tone. This is with a very Aussie accent, I understand. I have trouble understanding myself sometimes. And the last question in language, when you greet someone with kia ora, what language are you speaking? When I was a kid, we had a drink called kia ora, cordial. What language is that welcome in? All right, that's the end of the first section. There's a little bit of time there to review, and remember you can get bonus points in these with some of these questions where there's more than one answer. Are we ready for question number 1? Actually, I'll take a little bit of time out here because last week, with the lack of lighting and technical issues and a few other production management issues, we managed to get a couple of questions mixed up. So I didn't give you the answer to question, I think it was 34, which was what brand of motorcycle uses exclusive desmodromic control of the valves, and the answer is Ducati. Ducati, all their motorcycles use desmodromic valve gear, they don't use springs. The only manufacturing company in the world, automotive manufacturing company, to do that. The other one is I got tongue-tied with the largest battleship of World War II. No, not the Bismarck. I might have said, I think, the Yamamoto. No, not Yamamoto, that's a surname. And it's the Yamato, which I think was the original name for Japan, was the name of the boat. That's the one. So I'll clarify that. Okay, let's get on to tonight's questions. And we've got the Limpopo River, which is, if you know the story, which I got told by my grandfather of how the elephant got its trunk on the great green greasy banks of the Limpopo River. What a story. We'll do that another time. It flows through both two countries. So if you've got both countries, you get 2 points for this. You've got to have South Africa and Mozambique. Limpopo River flows through South Africa and Mozambique. How'd you go? Through what country does the Murray River flow? Question 2, the Murray River, it only flows through Australia. It is the boundary river between New South Wales and Victoria for most of the border, and then it wriggles its way through South Australia. But it's in the country of Australia exclusively. Okay, question 3, the Ural River runs through Russia and, for a bonus point, Kazakhstan. I thought it only ran through Russia, but when you look at the map, no, Kazakhstan as well. 2 points available there. Now here we go. Question 4, the River Meuse or Denmas, depending on which country you're in. As I say, I lived in the little village of Gassel on Denmas for a while. Hi guys. And of course it runs through the Netherlands, Belgium and France. Three points up for grabs if you've got all three there. The Tanaka River, Tanaka, T-A-N-A-N-A, Tanana River, runs through the US of A. It is a river that runs exclusively in Alaska, and I think it's around about 900 something kilometres long, big river. And finally, If you really want some bonus points, this is the one you want to go mad on. The Nile River. How many countries does it flow through? Well, let's count them, shall we? Let's see how you got, if you got any bonus points here. You've got Burundi, Tanzania, Rwanda, Democratic Republic of Congo. I'll take the Congo. Kenya, Uganda, Ethiopia, South Sudan, and of course, good old Egypt. What's that about? 10 countries. You can pick up a lot of points if you know your African countries up that northern, northeast corner that the Nile flows through. So how did you go? Anyone want to post? Send us a text with how many points you got there. That's a lot of points up for grabs. And that's just section 1, rivers. Okay, let's move on to language. And how did you go? Arnie Schwarzenegger in Terminator 2. Hasta la vista, baby. I don't know that the baby is, I think that's in English, but the hasta la vista is in Spanish. Till the next time I see you. I think that's what it means. Hasta luego. See you later. When you're toasting, question 8, when you're toasting Nostravia, you are speaking Russian. Up there on the banks of the Ural River. Russian, Nostravia. How'd you go? And when you greet someone, as I now do, if I have anyone on my tram, from the Cook Islands, care Anna, like as if you're caring for a woman called Anna, or any person called Anna for that matter. Care Anna. Cook Islands. I never even knew they had their own language. You learn something new every day. If you've been to the Cook Islands, you'd know that one straight away. If you greet someone with Ohio, what language are you using? You're using Japanese. Ohio gozaimashite. Ohio, good morning. And question 11, ni hao. Ni hao ma, what language is that? It's Mandarin. We'll take Chinese. How'd you go? That's if you eat Chinese food, you go into a Chinese restaurant, you're probably going in saying something like that. And the final language question, number 12, if you're embracing someone with the phrase, kia ora, New Zealand. New Zealand. Not too far from the Cook Islands. There we go. So there's a little bit of New Zealand for you. And that's first section. How did you go? You can text through, send us tell us how many points you got before we go on to the second section. I hope you're getting a few there. You don't mind missing out on a few. You want to sort of get a few through. You don't mind missing out on a few questions, but you really want something that's going to go a bit. So we're changing the look and the feel a little bit of the questions this time. So section 3 is where am I? Where am I? I'm at home. Welcome. I'm not on the tram this time. Ding, ding. No, at home. Where am I? Question 13. Let's get into this. What country are you in if you're at the Giant's Causeway? The Giant's Causeway. Something I learned as a kid, looking through encyclopedias. Extraordinary. How are you going there? Question 14. What country are you in if you are visiting the Terracotta Warriors? The Terracotta Warriors. Sounds like a football team. Question 15. If you are gazing up, yes, up, at the red and white Potala Potala Palace. Which country are you in? The Potala Palace. And when I say gazing up, that is a clue. Question 16. If you are exploring Abu Simbel, which country are you in? Very fortunate to have been there many, many years ago, but it's really worth a visit. Quite extraordinary. Amazing bit of collaborative international construction and science. Abu Simbel, what country? Question 17. If you are staying in the Stanley Hotel, now part of the Sarova group of hotels, the Stanley Hotel, what country are you in? I'll give you a hint. It was built in 1902. Been around for a while. Stanley Hotel. What country are you in? Question 18. The Raffles Hotel. Raffles. What country are you visiting in the Raffles Hotel? And I'll give you the address just in case someone says, oh, I know a Raffles Hotel. It's in, well, wherever, New York. This is, the address of this one is 1 Beach Road. Number 1 Beach Road. Just to make it crystal clear, this is the one we're talking about. And my darling wife and I have stayed there. And it is very nostalgic. Built a long, long time. This one was built in 1887, long time ago. So how did you go in Where Am I? Almost, where is the hotel? The next one is Young at Heart. Now, I got encouraged not only by my daughter, Tara, but by Teresa's children for a young section. So this is for young people and those who are young at heart. Stand by. Questions for those young at heart. Question 19. Name the South American explorer with a helper called Boots. Give you a hint, it wasn't Vasco da Gama. South American explorer with a sidekick called Boots. Anyone got it? Give us a message, so let us know how you're going. How are we going for time? Doing okay. Question 20. Name the colourful singing and dancing group with a big red car and a dog named Rags. This is, as I say, for the young and the young at heart. Question 21. Who is the star character who lives in the city of Bikini Bottom and has friends named Krusty and Patrick? Not you, Patrick. No, not Patrick in Portland. Different Patrick. Who's the star of the show who's got friends Krusty and... Oh, Diane. Yes, too easy you say. Well, it's easy for some. If you're not young at heart, maybe these are too hard. I don't know. That's the thing. That's the thing with trivia. Trivia definition. It's only an easy question if you know the answer. If you don't know the answer, it's a rubbish question. So hopefully you're not getting too many rubbish questions. Question 22. Name the 2-star characters who are always wearing pajamas. And before you give the answer, I need both their names. Who are the 2 characters, star characters, who are always performing in pajamas? As I say, before you give the answer, I want both their names. Question 23, young at heart. Everybody learned to read with John and Betty reader books. What were the names of their pets? You get a point for each answer. John and Betty had a pet each. What were the names of John and Betty's pets? Young and young at heart. Oh gosh, I know one. What's the other? It doesn't have to be exact. You get near enough, that'll be fine. My memory's going back a bit. And question 24, end of section 4. Name the book by John Marsden, the author, John Marsden, where World War III begins in Australia. World War III begins in Australia in John Marsden's book. What's the name of the book? So Diane at least says the questions are too easy. So we will go through the answers. As I say, Movember is a great institution. Movember, grow a mo to save a bro. Makeup has gone and put a little bit of brown in my moustache. I'm not sure whether it works or not. But anyway, things you do for the camera. Movember, keeping men alive a bit longer. Go to the link on my Facebook page, Melbourne's Happiest Tram Driver. You can make a donation to Movember there, helping men live a bit longer. Okay, question 13, what's the answer? Where are you? If you're at the Giant's Causeway, you are in County Antrim in Northern Ireland, of course. It's a great big volcanic crystallised granite rock, crystallised rock. Goes out to sea, and it's quite spectacular. Imagine volcanoes having once been in Northern Ireland. Well, yes, they were. There's the evidence. We've got one right here out of Melbourne, very similar at Trentham Falls, out near Daylesford. Question 14, where are the terracotta warriors? They are in the country of China, Xi'an, and they were part of the tomb of Emperor Qin Shi Huang. Qin Shi Huang. Pardon my Chinese. Dui Bu Chi. Bu Rong Yi. Mama Hu Hu. Question 15. If you are looking up at the Potala Palace, the red and white Potala Palace, you are in Tibet, which is a self-governing province inside of China. So you get one or the other. And if you're at the Temple of Abu Simbel, which I was, Larry and I were there back in, 1978. Gosh, that's a long time ago. Abu Simbel on the banks of the Nile. You are in Egypt, and really fascinating that in the 60s when the Aswan Dam was built, money was raised. I think it was about $50 million was raised to shift the temple, which would have been flooded, up to higher ground, and it was all cut up and reconstructed, and you can go and visit it today. Amazing international collaboration of engineering and finance to save the temple at Abu Simbel. And we're up to question 17. If you're staying at the Sarova Stanley Hotel, built in 1902, where are you? You are in the city of Nairobi in Kenya. Nairobi, Kenya. And famous people have stayed there, including Churchill, Lord Baden-Powell, the founder of the Boy Scout movement, and Hemingway. Famous ancient hotel in Kenya, Nairobi. Question 18, the Raffles Hotel, Sir Stamford Raffles, 1 Beach Road, built in 1887. You're in Singapore, of course. The Singapore sling was invented here in the Raffles Hotel, and of course famous people stayed there. Rudyard Kipling, and my wife and I, we stayed in the Somerset Morn Room, the room that he lived in for quite some time. It was a ground floor suite with a garden outside. In the hot days, nice and cool in the shade of the gardens. Magnificent, the ancient part. There's a brand new hotel there now, which is like any other hotel, but you can still stay in the original Raffles Hotel, secreted in the gardens out the back. It's only about 2 stories high, 3 stories high, and it's a magnificent ancient piece. If you get the opportunity to go to Singapore, give up the 5-star hotel, go and stay in the old Raffles. It's not that expensive. And so that's the end of Where Am I? And the 4th section, question 19, the answer is the South American explorer with the helpful monkey sidekick called Boots. It's Teresa's kids. You gave me the hope for this. It wasn't, last time you said it was Dora the Explorer instead of Sir Richard Burton discovering the source of the Nile. The answer is Dora the Explorer. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you got that one right. So, question 20, name the colourful singing and dancing crew that have got a car, big red car, and a dog named Rags. The Wiggles, an Aussie invention, the Wiggles, and they've gone all around the world. They're the original guys have now retired, and there's a whole new crew of Wiggles out there, but they're still wiggling. They've still got a big red car, and they've still got a dog named Rags. Isn't that fantastic? The Wiggle sensation goes on for the young and the young at heart. Question 20 is that the Wiggles? 21, the question, who lives in the city of Bikini Bottom with friends Krusty and Patrick? SpongeBob SquarePants. What a guy. SpongeBob SquarePants. Question 22. Name the 2-star characters who are always wearing pyjamas. As I said, before you go and give me the answer, I want both their names. It's B1 and B2. Those bananas in pyjamas, B1 and B2. You only get 1 point for that. Or no, I'll be generous. I'll give you 1 point for each. Ah! There you go. Oh, thank you very much. Carolina. And I believe, you are in, with a name like that, I'm going to guess that you're in Ireland. That's, thanks for doing this. I hope you got the Giants Causeway question right. And I hope you're doing well in the young at heart as well. Question 23. Everybody learned to read, or at least I did, John and Betty books, and their pets were Fluff and Scotty. Who got that right? You get a point each for those. Fluff, Scotty. I think that book's been enshrined in the Australian National. I think it was right through England, possibly in America as well. I don't know. Huge readership from a long time ago. And the last question, question 24 in this section. Name the book by John Marsden where World War III begins in Australia. Tomorrow when the war began. Tomorrow when the war began. Hope you went well there. Let me know how you're going with all of that. We're on the final race and we're doing okay with time. We're on the final stretch. We've got 2 more sections to go. Questions of science and a little bit of movie history. Movie history, ancient history, modern history, well, not so ancient. sort of like middle of the road. But we'll start off with science. With question 25. When you multiply volts and amps, what is the result? Shocking question, I know, if you're not into science, with current and volts, amps and volts. When you multiply those two together, what is the product? What are you creating? What are you measuring with the product of volts and amps? Thinking hard, you did this at school, I know, in science, rack your brains. Question 26. What is the element symbol, the periodic table symbol for the element xenon? Xenon. Question 27. What is the common name for the chemical dihydrogen monoxide? Back to chemistry. Oh gosh, I shouldn't have been staring out the window when I did chemistry. Boring, boring, boring. No, this is where it gets real. You should have listened. Question 28. For those stargazers out there, name the fifth planet from our sun in this solar system. No, not the other solar systems, this one. The fifth planet from the sun. Have a guess. Okay, for you petrol heads, this is right up your alley. There's always the argument of what is the difference between torque and horsepower, you petrol heads? And people blather on about it. Anyway, okay, so let's get down to nuts and bolts. Horsepower is a common term. So let's talk about 1 horsepower. What does it really mean? Now you can guess this. It might not be easy. You can guess this. 1 horsepower. So it's a whole lot of work being done, horsepower. So if you're going to lift, if you're going to do the work of lifting what weight, 1 foot in 1 minute equals 1 horsepower. How much weight do you have to lift in 1 minute, lifted up 1 foot? Now, if you can imagine, if you're at the gym, you grab a weight and you lift it up and down. How many times? Just lift it 1 foot. You don't have to lift it far. 1 foot, it's about this clipboard. 1 foot, not very far. How many times do you have to lift up how much weight in order to have done 1 horsepower? You can have a guess. If you were quick on the clipboard, you would have seen the answer over here. Okay, who invented the thermometer? Question 30, the last question in science. Who invented the thermometer? Lots of names will go swimming around, bandied around if you're there in a group. If you're sitting up there in Molly Road Lodge, lots of names will be floating around, but 1 person. Lots of people played with it. In fact, the measuring temperature can be traced back to ancient times, 2,000 years, playing around with it right back to the time of Christ. So let's move on to the final section, and we're doing okay for time. We're doing okay for time. General section. So here we have a few more questions. We've got 10 questions here in general knowledge, and it's a lot to do with movies and ancient movie history. No, not so ancient. Anyway, we're talking predominantly around about the 1960s. just to get your head in the right space. So, question 31. General knowledge movies. Who played the lead role in Spartacus in the 1960 movie? Spartacus. Who was Spartacus in the 1960 movie? What a great movie that was. I remember as a kid, gosh, they used to play that time and time again on the weekend. Magnificent action-packed movie. Who was, and he won a best Oscar role for that in 1961. Who was it? On the tip of your tongue, I know. On the tip of your tongue. Question 32. Name the actor who played Atticus Finch. Atticus Finch. You've said, oh, that's not a question at all. That's too easy. Everybody knows that. Who played Atticus Finch in the Academy Award-winning movie? And we'll make it a double question. It was an Academy Award-winning movie. Give me the name of the actor that played Atticus and the name of the movie. If you know the name Atticus Finch, you'll know both of them straight away. Not a difficult question at all. Question 32. We've just had question 33. Who played the lead role in the 1963 movie set in Egypt? Now, you'll need to know your movie history. 1963, what was the big movie set in Egypt? Who played the lead role? And this movie won Academies, not a minor movie. Big movie set in Egypt. Who played the lead role? And you get a point for the lead actor and the name of the movie. I'll give you a hint. Female lead. 1963. Female lead set in Egypt. Oh, I've given it away. Too easy. I shouldn't have done that. 2 points there. How are you going? Question 34. In the 37th Academy Awards in 1965, there were featured two movies, both about women, with women in the leading roles. Two movies about women with women in the leading roles. Give me the names of both movies and the leading actresses. These are Academy Award-winning movies. 1965 Academy Award-winning movies, two of them, about women, who were the lead actresses, and what were the names of the movies. There's 4 points up for grabs. Bit of teamwork might go well here. Okay, we're on the final rundown. Question 35 out of 40. In 1966, a male actor won Best Actor in a movie about a woman. A male actor won Best Actor in a movie about a woman. What was the name of the movie and what was the name of the actor? A male actor winning Best Actor in a movie about a woman. Isn't that odd? Took me by surprise. I've visited this guy's grave in Arlington Cemetery. I think I've given it away. Question 36. One of the longest movies ever put into theatres at 222 minutes. Which 1965 Academy Award-winning movie was nominated for 10 Academy Awards and won 7? 222 minutes long. It had an intermission. What was the name of the movie? Won 7 Academy Awards. Scratching your head, I know. Question 37. A short story by the name of Rain. Just rain, as in droplets falling from heaven. The short story Rain was made into a movie in 1932. Who wrote the book? Who wrote the short story? Who wrote the short story Rain that was made into a movie in 1932? All right, we take a bit of a twist here. We move into a little bit of TV. Love this. Question 38. Third last question. A TV series was notable for a talking pet. The owner of the pet's name was Wilbur. What was the name of his pet? The pet that could talk. Owner of the pet was Wilbur. It's question 38. Question 39. Starting in 1950, a movie series began set in World War II. The star of the show was Peter Sterling and his army mule. His mule could talk. What was the name of the mule? A series of movies that came out and they released a movie about every year through the 1950s. What was the name of his mule? Last question. James Bond. What a series. James Bond. An iconic movie series. Name the Aussie actor who played James Bond and name the movie. And you'll be saying, no Aussies played James Bond. Yes, there was. Who was he? And which movie of James Bond was he in? Yes. There we go. That's the last lot of questions. So, how are you doing? Let's find out. Answers. Question 25. When you multiply volts and amps, what do you get? What? Yeah, watts. That's what you get, watts. I gave you the answer, but you knew that anyway. That was too easy. 1 point. Giveaway point. Question 26. What element symbol is there for the element xenon? Xenon Xe. Xe is the symbol for xenon. Question 27. What is the common name of dihydrogen monoxide? Dihydrogen, 2 hydrogens, monoxide, 1 oxygen, 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen, water. Too easy. Hope they're easy for you. Name the 5th planet from our sun. What do you got? I got Jupiter. Jupiter, 1 point, tick. You're doing well. Horsepower. Come on, you petrol heads, this is too easy for you. How do you achieve 1 horsepower when you're going to lift a weight of what? A weight, 1 foot in 1 minute. How much weight do you have to lift to do 1 horsepower? You have to lift the equivalent of 33,000 pounds or 15,000 kilograms? Now let's work that out. You got 1 minute. How much do you have to lift every second? I'll tell you how much you've got to lift every second. You've got to lift 250 kilograms every second, or 350 pounds. My back hurts just thinking about it. You're not going to do it in the gym. Not one person. Well, you might take 10 people in 1 minute. That's what 1 horsepower is. That's a lot of work. And just for the sake of the record, a horse doesn't do that much work in 1 minute. No, it's just a calculation. Now, question 30. Who invented the thermometer? Now, I know a lot of you will be saying, look at this. I've even got something here for you. Some of you will be saying Galileo. Galileo invented the thermoscope. The thermoscope. This is this beautiful thing here, and it's based on specific gravity. These little medallions that are hanging off it, Galileo didn't put them on it. The problem with the difference between a thermoscope and a thermometer is the invention of a scale. You see, a thermoscope's all about relativity. You know what happens on a particular day, and if it does the same thing the next day, then it's the same temperature. But you don't have to have a relevant scale to say what it is. A thermometer, apparently, and I found this out, a thermometer has a scale. And so who invented that? Well, only a few years different to Galileo, he came up with a scale, and he invented a thing that looks like the modern thermometer, which is a little thin tube, not with these things in it. And Santorio, another Italian. He's the inventor. And I know some of you are just saying, no, it's too easy. I knew that all along. There you go. But I know a lot of people, I would have guessed Galileo, but he invented this thing. It's not a thermometer, it's a thermoscope. Okay, final round, general knowledge, movies and TV. Who played the lead role in Spartacus? Ah, that fantastic actor, Kirk Douglas. Action man. He's sort of like the James Bond of the Roman theatre. Question 32. Who played Atticus Finch in the Academy Award-winning movie? What was the movie? Atticus Finch, of course, To Kill a Mockingbird. Or in the Mexican version, it was Tequila Mockingbird. Sorry, that's a bit of a dad joke. And of course, Gregory Peck. Gregory Peck, To Kill a Mockingbird. You get a point each for that. 33. Who played the lead role in the movie Set? I did say that she was an actress. And the movie, of course, was that spectacular, grand movie, Cleopatra. And who played the role, of course? Elizabeth Burton. And Richard Burton. Elizabeth Taylor. Well, now, I think, did they meet on that and did they get married after that? Or did they get remarried after that? One or the other. They got married twice anyway. But they were both there on the movie, and Elizabeth Taylor, fantastic. Excuse me, going to sneeze. Excuse me. There we go. Feel better now. But look, good thing we're at a safe distance. So now, question 34. 1965, 37th Academy Awards, 2 movies about women with women in leading roles. The 2 movies, and I hope you got these right, My Fair Lady and Mary Poppins. Who could forget Mary Poppins? My Fair Lady, sort of at opposite ends of the spectrum. My Fair Lady with, of course, Rex Harrison and Eliza Doolittle, the spectacular Audrey Hepburn. What a woman, what an actress. Mary Poppins, of course, Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke. But there's 4 points up there. You get 1 point for My Fair Lady, 1 point for Mary Poppins, 1 point for Audrey Hepburn, and another point for Julie Andrews, if you got them all right, and I hope you did. Question 35, a male actor won a Best Actor award for a movie about a woman. Who was the actor? Lee Marvin. Cat Ballou was the movie. Cat Ballou was the movie, Lee Marvin. Lee Marvin served, I think he was a Marine. And when I went to Arlington Cemetery, I saw his grave. A war hero, Lee Marvin. And a great actor. Question 36, Academy Award, 222-minute long movie with an interval. Won 7 Academy Awards, of course. Too easy, everybody knows that. Lawrence of Arabia. Lawrence of Arabia. Peter O'Toole missed out on Best Actor award because Lee Marvin got it for Cat Ballou. Extraordinary. But still the best movie ever made. Awards already and is due to be released. It was going to be world premiered earlier this year in March, but of course COVID around the world has put that off, and it's not going to be until March next year that it gets released. So keep an eye out for that. Lawrence After Arabia, but the answer that you want for 1 point is Lawrence of Arabia. Question 37, the short story Rain that was made into a movie back in 1932. Who wrote it? The answer is William Somerset Maugham, and what an astonishing story it is. Talk about a story with tension. I won't tell you what it is, it's a family show, but it's a great short story, and it's a good movie. Oh, Wilbur. My name's Mr. Ed. And 39, question 39, the 1950s movie series, Francis the Talking Mule. Francis the Talking Mule. And of course, Mr. Ed was a spin-off of that for TV. And the final question, James Bond.
Sound's gone.
Pause it, just make a hand signal saying wait 1 minute.
We've lost audio. So we'll just wait for the technical crew to rush. Tally up your questions. We're into the, wouldn't you know it? We're doing this with one question to go. You can't hear what I'm saying. Oh, it's lost it in there. Are we back online?
Yep.
We back online? Okay.
So ask where you're up to.
Thanks, Diane. Yes, sound. We realised that the sound had gone. So, Diane, just send us a quick message. What was the last answer that you got? I got up to the last question, which I think is really odd, but it might have cut out just before that. So I want to send us a message. This is...
There's a little bit of a delay between the chat and what you're saying.
That's
all
all
right.
right.
30 seconds.
I think it's odd that we get up to the last question, at least I think it was, when it cuts out. And but there's always a technical issue. People think, oh yeah, we just go online and just do it. No, no, no. All this technology, I tell you, it's a nightmare. coordinating everything. If we didn't have the sound and film and lighting and set crew, rain. Oh, okay, rain. All right, thank you, Diane. So, that's question 37. So we got rain, which was William Somerset Maugham, often known as W. Somerset Maugham. Don't know why he doesn't like his name William. Maybe people called him Bill. I don't know. Okay, so thanks, Diane. Up there in Cairns, Australia. And so then from that, we've got question 38. Somerset Maugham was question 37. Question 38. The talking pet whose owner was Wilbur, Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed, yes. And the next one, of course, is the original show that Mr. Ed was a spin-off from, question 39. The 1950s movie series. There were 7 movies in the series through the 50s, and the young private, the GI, was Peter Sterling. The mule, the army mule, the series was called Francis the Talking Mule, and there were various ones in that. So I hope you got a point for that one. And the last one, question 40, James Bond. Who was the Aussie actor, and what movie, James Bond movie, was he acting in the role of 007? George Lazenby, and On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and what a great role that was. On Her Majesty's Secret Service and George Lazenby. So has everyone toted up all of their scores? Donald O'Connor Francis. That's a little bit obscure. Oh, Francis, Donald O'Connor Francis, Francis the Talking Mule. I'm with you. I didn't know he had, it was just Francis. I thought that was his first name. But anyone want to see who won? There's a lot of points up for grabs. Don't forget that if you want to donate to help men live a little bit longer, go to the Melbourne's Happiest Tram Driver Facebook site. You'll find the link to donate money. And while you're adding it all up, if you want a bonus point, remember our curiosity item, our mystery item, this is a darning mushroom. That's it. You put your sock over the top and then you stitch up. People just throw socks away these days. They don't darn them anymore. But this is an ancient piece of technology used certainly by my grandmother and my mother, and my darling wife has one as well. I don't know that she darns socks, but she loves this. Donald played Peter. Ah. Peter Sterling. Yes, okay, yes. Donald O'Connor Francis played the owner of the mule, the GI. Isn't that funny that his last name was the name of the mule? I think that's funny. That's very curious. Thank you, Diane. And you get an extra point if you knew what that this was a darning mushroom, and that's a good thing. So anyone want to put up their points? How did you go? Let me know if you've got any feedback. A lot of people put feedback up. I hope the young ones, Teresa's little ones, got a few of the young at heart and young questions, and that you certainly hope that you guys got Dora the Explorer with the Boots the Monkey sidekick. So hoping that that kept you guys engaged there as well. So any scores up yet? And everyone's still toting it up. So you can go and send me that through private message, and I can make I can send a message out as to who got how many points. So we might wrap it up there. So it's great to get back together again. Hope you've had some fun. I've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun learning about the questions and the answers. There's a few things that surprised me. The thermoscope for a start. Interesting research on that. You start looking at it and then you just find out all sorts of bits and pieces along the way. And that's what trivia is all about. So it's great to have the Tramily back again. Stay tuned. we're going to do another one of these. So thank you all for doing this live and taking the time. Diane, 35, only 2 in science. Well, that's the thing about trivia. Everyone's got their strong points. That's a pretty good score. Out of 40, 35. Well done, Diane. Well done. And we'll be back next time. Watch out for the link. Don't forget to subscribe, and that way you'll make sure that you get your notification of when the Tramily pub quiz with yours truly is back on, and we can all get aboard. All aboard, ding ding. See you next time, guys. Thanks for joining. And it's going to be live, well, almost live, on YouTube as well. We'll post it up there so you can share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe.